Hey guys, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, and today I'll be discussing about why the Supreme Court of India has asked the government of India to regulate upon the social media user content. Let us dive in deep and I'll let you know everything in detail. Now, first of all, let me let you know that India has the world's largest population of having 1.4 billion people, right? And now it is also the world's biggest social media population, right? So the content reaches every household. Every household is having mobile phone, smartphone these days, so we can understand that the content is reaching every household. Now, what does the Supreme Court want? Supreme Court wants the government to regulate user generated content. Basically, this term, the user generated content, means whatever the peoples are posting, like photos, reels, shorts, whatever we see in our daily lives, like upon Instagram, YouTube, and also various platforms, what the people are posting, right? Why the Supreme Court has asked the government? Because people are posting several types of things which are not supposed to be posted and are required to regulate just because they are reaching every household. Now, like something which is reaching to masses is not being regulated is not a good thing. So that is the reason why the Supreme Court has asked the government. Now, it also states that it must balance with the freedom of speech, right? Freedom of speech, which is stated in Article 19.1, and the Constitution also says in Article 19.2 that it should be under the restrictions that you must express your freedom of speech, right? Restrictions are there. What did the Supreme Court actually say? So it has asked to explore a regulatory framework. It has asked the government to explore regulatory framework. That means you explore all the areas which are the loopholes of the social media, right? The people who are posting and what is being done over there. So please explore everything and then formulate a plan, impose it on the society, right? For a better regulation of the things that are happening on the internet. It has also suggested independent regulator for online content, right? Earlier what used to happen is the platforms like we can say the Instagram and YouTube, which has their own sensitive content checker, which basically checks upon which contents that are being posted are sensitive or not, and according to that they take down the video. That takes a very lot time, right? So it has also said that self regulation by platforms is not enough. I just said the thing, right? And also responding to PILs on obscene, harmful, illegal content, right? The PIL that were filed, public interest litigation, to Supreme Court, replying to that, the Supreme Court has asked the government to regulate the social media platforms, right, that are subsequently damaging the society in some or the other way. So you can understand why did the Supreme Court say all these things, right? There are various types of effects. Like first one is effect on the society. What is how in what way the society is getting affected, right? Social media basically influences the opinions of the people, leads to behavioral changes, also acts as a catalyst to violent activities, also reduces the morality of the people, right? What is wrong, what is right, you often get confused. So there is also anyone can post anything, right? There is no foundation on the social media that what an individual can post and what cannot be posted over there, right? There is no filtration, there is no consequences for many users. Like we have often seen that people posting guns, threatening people, also posting sexual content which includes nudity, violating the laws, like impersonating others. So without thinking of the consequences, people tend to post all these things. So also talking about the minors, these things are easily available to minors, which is not a good thing. The age upon which they are supposed to study and focus on the creative mind, so they are getting exposed to vulgar adult content. And it is also a part of the PIL submitted to AC. All of this is happening just because a PIL by someone was submitted to the Supreme Court asking about the regulation and interference of the government in the social media, right? So that is happening because of that. What is PIL? Public interest litigation. Anyone can file this, right? So misinformation and manipulated narratives. Like I said that there are facts which are not true and are getting posted on the social media without any regulation, right? Suppose we take an example, recent example. Actor Dharmendra was not dead, right? And he was declared dead by many news channels. So that is a thing that is being curated by many of the channels to just to get DRP and popular, right? So that is a thing that is going to be regulated. It also affects the elections, like it affects the elections, communal harmony and public order. How elections are getting affected? Just because some fake content is being circulated, the past fake videos of the political leaders are getting circulated, untruth manifesto declaration is being done over there, communal harmony is being harmed, right? Now, anti-national harmful content, yeah, this is one of the most important thing that I must talk. Like, it increases the hate speech, right? Fake news circulation is there, incitement is there, right? Someone is inciting whatever someone has said differently. Now, what is Supreme Court's concern about children and women? Like, children are getting exposed to adult and vulgar content at the young age, right? Those contents easily erupting the young mind, right? They are not leading them to great heights, and also they are not leading them to their destination where they want to go, right? At that age, they are getting exposed to vulgar content. Now, internet accessible is 24/7, but you see, this is very uh, impossible fact that the parents have control to their children all the time, right? They they have to go to office, they have to do several works, right? So it is not possible for the parent to control the social media 24/7 and also to handle the phone 24/7 from the children, right? It is also leading to rise in sex crime, like rapes and threats, online. We have also seen that online blackmailing is being done. So deep fake exploitation, right? People are impersonating someone and are releasing videos and the images. Harassment is also being done via the social media. So Supreme Court wants the preventive mechanisms. Now the bigger question is that, does Supreme Court want censorship? Censorship means like the films that are being regulated by the CBFC, that is Central Board of Film Certification. We have seen that the pictures which get released on the bigger cinema halls, like on a larger level, are regulated by the Central Board of Film Certification, right? That there should not any be like sexual content, nudity, and explicit content over there. So regarding that, the answer is no, because Supreme Court is not asking for blanket censorship, like whole censorship, because it also violates the Article 19(1), as I said, right to freedom of expression. So Supreme Court says regulation is not equals to suppression, right? They just want to regulate the thing. They do not want to suppress anyone's voice, right? You raise the voice, whatever is true. Just do not speak anything which is against the country. Free speech must be protected, right? Free speech must be protected means it is not imposing any censorship, like, right? It is just regulating that. So free speech is being protected. You can speak whatever you want on the social media, but remember the thing that does not violate the normal code of conduct. So you can speak whatever you want, but harmful content must be prevented. Now, what Supreme Court actually wants? It wants a neutral, independent regulator, right? Neutral, independent means that government should form an authority which governs, regulates the social media thing, right? Stronger content moderation policies, right? Prevention of obscene, harmful, criminal content. The authority that has to be formed must prevent the obscene content, harmful content, and also the criminal content which leads to violence, right? Also mechanism to stop posts before they cause mass damage. So nowadays what happens is that whenever we tend to post something, it get posted, right? After that, if someone watches that content is violating some laws, so on reporting of that, the video is taken down, the photo is taken down, right? It takes time. Until that time, the video has reached reached to masses, right? It has created some sort of sensation. So yeah, it is one of the most important things, that to stop the violating content at the right time before it gets posted, right? So why it was not regulated earlier? Internet thing has arrived in the society very long ago, and now it's been almost several years that it has not been regulated, right? So the arguments that I have deduced are involved, like internet evolved too fast, right? The IT Act, which was enacted in 2000, has been outdated. There is no provision of social media thing like that. Okay. Government focused on tech growth. It has focused on the product based things like growth in the productivity, and not upon the controlling or policing upon that. Because you see, whenever the government has tried to regulate the social media thing, there has always been a mass protest eruption, in several countries. You can take the recent example of Nepal and Bangladesh, right? So that is one of the reason, that also the fear. Now social media platforms registered regulation. Also you see there is a very strange thing, that social media platforms are very hard to regulate, right? There are numerous corners and numerous loopholes on that. So that is the thing. Also fear of affecting freedom of speech, as I said, that regulating all these things also harms the freedom of speech, whatever the individuals thinks what should be spoken or not. So for a fully fledged plan, it must allow the individuals to speak freely whatever they want to speak, but keeping in mind the thing does not violate the morals, the code of conduct, the normal speaking sense, right? Now what future regulation may look like, how can we understand that, what are the things that are going to be changed, and most probably these are things that are going to come, like age verification filters. These are already there, but there is no hardcore age verification filters. Like if you want to enter any age, it takes any age, right? Pre-upload AI scanning, this is one of the most important measures. Like whenever you try to post something, it scans what is the content in that, and based upon that it passes or holds the posting of the media. Stronger penalties for harmful posts, like those who try to post something indifferent, like they get penalized strongly. Mandatory fact checking for viral content, the contents that are getting viral must be checked thoroughly, that if there is some explicit content, or is there anything that is leading to violence or degradation of the moral, right? Stricter OTT content ratings, this is there. National Digital Content Regulatory Authority, it has been proposed, to look after all these things that we have discussed just now. So it is not final, it is proposed. Now one thing I should say, that regulation is not control, it is basically protection, right? India needs digital hygiene. It is very important for the Indian society that it requires a digital hygiene, because you can see many of the things that are not going well just because of the social media thing, right? It is the only thing that is the root of many problem. If it gets regulated properly, then we can see a very happy society in India. Children need safe internet, yes, it is a very important thing. Social media must remain free but not lawless, yes. If you like the video, please hit the subscribe button and share it as much as possible.